Well, Gary, we'll start off with the news from the beginning of the week and the fact that the club will face a transfer embargo in January. Just from your point of view, how soon were you aware that that was going to be the case, and how does it affect things from your point of view?
Well, it's something I've been aware of for a long time. You only had to look at the wage bill that we had in the Championship to realise that. How would it affect us? Well, obviously we can't be buying players in the January window, and we have to get our act in order both on and off the pitch in terms of the amount of money that we're bringing into the football club. What I would say is that I think it's a period where we have to be sensible, level-headed, and realise that obviously we're going to have to cut our cloth accordingly. In the 18 months or so that we've been here, we've been trying to do that, trying to revamp the squad, whilst still trying to be competitive in a very difficult league, where everybody else has gone round in the summer spending millions. It's not rocket science to see that what we did in the summer and the people that we brought in, free loans. But we're not going to use it as an excuse, We've got to come out fighting now and work very, very hard to get ourselves level again. I mean, what's important, and I can say this because I've been here for 10 years, is that I care about the club massively, and I don't think we should put ourselves in a position where we put the club at risk. The club's got to be here a long, long time. So from that point of view, there's got to be a very sensible approach.
Has that approach been going on then? That's already been, you mentioned the summer there, it's been an ongoing process.
Very much so, I've been aware of it since I took the job. We were fortunate to be active in my first year in the window, and then you only have to look at the types of investments that we've made. What I'm really, really pleased with is that the people that we have invested in, there's certainly an increase in the value and the money well spent. And so obviously, whilst we don't want to be losing anybody in January, and that's not been said to me. I went to India over 2 weeks ago, and found out if that was what was going to happen. We are not being told that we have to sell. At the same time, I'm not naive to think that if somebody came in with a wonderful offer, that we'd have to consider for sure.
With the pure manager's hat on, and thinking about the team itself, how nice was that for you to hear that there was not that pressure that come January the 1st, you're going to be after thinking I'm going to have to address financial issues?
Yeah, totally. I want to keep all the players. It's as simple as that. I want to keep all the players, and we want to add to the squad and increase, because like I say, you only have to look around the league at the moment and see the teams that are in the top 6 probably bar Ipswich have spent a lot of money in the summer, and it's going to be even more competitive in January with them, because you would imagine that they then have budgeted for a little spree in January. So we've got to make sure that we just concentrate on what we can control.
They are quite complicated, the rules, but there is a little bit of room for manoeuvre in terms of bringing players in. Is that a real possibility for January?
Well, obviously we've still got the loan window, and then there is a rule that allows you to bring in players that are out of contract. Now, the difficulty with that is obviously in January, if players are out of contract, there's not as many, and obviously there'd be a reason for them being out of contract. So we'd just have to assess that one very, very carefully, because what we don't want to be doing is bringing somebody in that's not played for 6 months. So we'll assess that one, like I say, very carefully, but we just concentrate on what we can control.
Does it add any extra pressure or incentive, whichever way you want to put it, about trying to get to the Premier League this season?
Does it add any extra pressure? No, because I think the pressure comes from him. We want to achieve that goal this season. What it does do is I think it has to bring a sense of realism to the football club and the supporters and the staff, that obviously, like I say, we're not going to be competing with certain people in January in terms of money spent. We're one of 3 clubs that have been embargoed, so of course it's having or going to be embargo, sorry. So of course it's going to have an impact on us. Does it make the job harder? Yeah, of course it does. But ever since I've took over this job, it's never been easy, you know, and never will be easy. So it's a great challenge for me, as this job's always been, and one that, you know, we'll look to address and find different ways in which we can cope and manage.